All right, this is gonna be a grass is greener on the other side type of video. So, if you're someone who's looking to lose weight, which if you're watching my content, then most likely you are, right? So the thing is that maybe you're scared that, oh, what if I finally get to my goal weight and I don't even like the way I look, or maybe it's hard to maintain all these things. If you do it sustainably, you do the correct things, you're not doing all these extreme methods like, starving yourself or intense cardio, all this crazy things, 7 days a week working out, right? You actually do it sustainably and you get down to your goal weight. I'm telling you, it's so much easier because you're finally not having to cut. So you're not cutting anymore. You're not cutting or restricting calories. So now, boom, 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 you start to eat more calories, which is already 10 times more fun, right? Life's already gonna be way better now that you're able to bump your calories up. And in my opinion, if you do it correctly, you're able to not have to track calories anymore. I have lots of clients that they don't ever track calories, even though they did it in the beginning to build the skill, the foundation. But once you've built that skill, you don't need it anymore. And so you get a lot more freedom. Another thing is, to my clients and to myself, I always say when I'm losing weight, avoid unknown calories, avoid home cooked meals, big old bags of food, of handfuls of food, local small restaurants that you wouldn't be able to track because they're just completely unknown calories, right? You don't want to make it hard on yourself to lose weight when you're already trying to track calories, you're already trying to lose weight. So you want to make it easy on yourself, but now that you have more wiggle room and now that you know the skill of weight loss and you've built the habits, now it's so fun because you're able to eat, mom's cooking, right? Mom's fettuccine, or, you're able to go out and eat that, local restaurant you've been wanting to. And I'm not saying that when you're losing weight, you have to cut everything out entirely, but ideally you want to avoid these things, right? And so it's just like you have more freedom when you finally get down to your goal weight. And, in my opinion, you should want to maintain that. Like for me, I love being at 175. That's like my perfect goal weight. And so I'll chill around there. And maybe you go up to 178, then you go down to 173, and you kind of just chill around here, go up and down. But it's not like you have to be exactly at 175, but it's much more enjoyable because you have so much more freedom. And the thing is as you build more muscle over time, you're able to burn more calories, your metabolism's higher, things are just way easier. And so if you're someone who's watching this and you're like, wow, this must be nice, the thing is it will be nice for you too. You just have to get there. And I know it's easy to say on this side of things, but I wasn't there at one time. I'm not someone who's always been in shape or was just some skinny guy who's always loved fitness and all these things. I've always loved fitness. I've always loved working out, but I always struggled with the diet. I had a very hard time losing weight because of the diet. And so not only that, but also the cardio. I would do all these extreme methods, and that's a different video. But, obviously the daily walking, finding a sustainable way to eat food that I genuinely enjoy, track my calories, build the habits, hit a high protein intake, do all these things, do my workouts, 2 to 3 workouts a week, not going overkill. When you do it sustainably, and then when you get to maintain that weight, it's even more fun because now you're really just, there's no limitations. Like my whole methodology is sustainable. So it's not even like you're restricting like crazy anyway, because I always say if you're feeling like you're in a diet, then it's not gonna work long term. But the thing is that it gets even more less restricting. So when you're finally at your goal weight, it's just 10 times easier. So if you're watching this video and you're like, yeah, I'm not there yet, don't worry, because as you start doing the reps, as the habits start to form and you see that future version of yourself, guess what you gotta do? You just have to catch up to that future version of yourself, because weight loss is like this lagged, like delayed version. But if you can finally start to envision yourself who's truly there and easily can maintain, your goal body weight, and you finally lose that weight and get the physique or the body that you've always dreamed of, when you can see that picture, that's when you already have it. And it might not happen in a couple months. It might even happen for a year, but just know that it eventually will happen, because if you can see it in your mind, then it will 100% happen in real life.